listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so comfortable.
Well, you should be in
Just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We bailed you out. We bailed you out to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison. You facing charges.
Yes, people. Welcome back to The Final Third. And we got the big one today. I'm your host today, Banks, joined by my very, very special guest, Ish, or you may know him as the Equalizer. I know this guy as the poet. I see this guy and his tweets, his Instagram posts make me want to get back into the writing bag because, boy, poetry right there, man. Ish, how you feeling right now, man?
No, I love, bro. Love for having me on. Love for the intro. Like, it's good to be on here, man. Been watching your thing from afar for a while, so yeah, it's good to be on here. But let me just say, I'm not too confident about this game on Sunday. Not too confident at all, bro.
It's the big one this weekend, man. Liverpool versus Manchester United at Anfield. Always a tough game. Before we even get into Liverpool United specifically, Nathan, that's your first hate of the day. Says Banks, your fleece is knackered. Nathan, that's your first hate of the day. You got that in nice and early. I love that for you. Absolutely love that for you. This fleece is even. How old is this fleece? Less than a year old. I ain't even gonna let you rattle me. Let's go. Let's talk Liverpool first. I like having Liverpool guests on the show. Talk to us. What's happened this season to go from challenging on 4 fronts last season right up until the last day to the team that we see right now, which right now is struggling to qualify for the Champions League. Where has it gone wrong this season?
You know what? Yeah, I'm not even like a "I told you so" kind of guy in it, but certain Liverpool fans were talking from the end of last season, especially straight after the Champions League final. After you lost, we were saying, "All right, cool. We were on all 4 fronts. The quad was this. We all got caught up in the gas and that, but we needed to go big in the summer, innit? We needed to go very big in the summer." Darwin, we got that done pretty early. I was like, boom, not really the guy I wanted, but I was like, you know what? Big signing, statement signing. There's surely going to be a midfielder. There must be a midfielder to go with it. There must be. We saw Champions League final. Thiago rushed back from injury. Fabinho rushed back from injury. Henderson doing foolishness like he normally does. So we all knew where we needed to strengthen in it. In the summer, we all thought, get the midfielder, whether it's Bellingham or whoever, get them in. We're good to go again. Then I see Klopp's coming out. We're not getting a midfielder. We have Tyler Morton. We have Milnerson. We have
Tyler Morton. Oh my God, that's hatchet, man. Who did he break? I think he broke Ricardo Pereira's ankle.
The wickedest thing is as well, bro. He put him on loan a week later. Man was in Blackburn a week later on loan. So you're saying that on one hand, you're telling me this guy's one of the answers to our midfield problems. Then man is getting shipped out on loan, not to a Prem team, to a Championship team as well. So I was just thinking, all right, this is kind of crazy. Then it gets to the end of the window. I'm seeing Arthur Melo come in. I'm like, right, this is not what I expected, bro. Started at Bellingham, and then it went down without Arthur Melo. No Liverpool fan can tell me at the start of the window you were even thinking about Arthur Melo. Top 20, top 30, top 50 signings. He was not in your list.
Nobody's seen an Arthur Melo comp since the Barca days.
And I'm saying, man, digging up comps from 2020, from 1920 season. I'm like, bro, let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Hey, see one up-to-date comp from Arthur Melo.
Bro, so from the start of the season, obviously we had the 2-2 against Fulham. From then on, it was just like, this is what we said in the summer. This is what we said. The things that we said we were going to see, we're seeing it right now. Getting in arguments on Twitter with top red fellow Liverpool fans, people throwing abuse, people throwing racial abuse. Bro, it's just going all kinds of craziness just because we were saying that we needed a thing that we thought we needed. And then it turns out the season's played out and the thing we said we needed, boom, look, we needed it all along. So listen, Klopp's got to hold a lot of smoke, but the players as well. I'm looking at some of the players this season. I'm just like, this is nowhere near your level. Salah got the big bag in the summer. We're formed for it's not 6 months, it's not 9 months, 12 months, over 12 months, 1 whole year of this foolishness, bro. And you're the highest paid player. So there's so many things going on, bro. So many things going wrong with our club right now. But the season for me. The season is it can't end soon enough, man. I'm probably going to see Arsenal win the league or City win it. Either way, it's not good. United are back.
Where to Anthony Joshua? I don't know what's going on, but it's not good.
Whatever it is, it's not good, bro. Either way, I'm looking at it, it's not good. I'm all cheering on City right now as well. And they're my biggest for the last 5 years. But I'm saying Arsenal cannot win this league. They cannot.
Why would you prefer City to win it than Arsenal? Because I know who I'd prefer to win it.
Fans, bro. It's the fans. I don't really know too many. Obviously, we're all in the content thing. We communicate with City fans now. Big up all the City fans out there that are cool. But in your group chats and in your
just don't run into them.
Bro, I don't know those City fans. I don't know any City. The ones I do though, they're kind of humble with it still. They're just like, yeah, we like the league, this, that, the other. Don't really care about it. I see Arsenal though. See how they're acting now. They haven't even won anything yet. See how they're moving now. They don't deserve anything nice, innit? They don't deserve anything nice. So yeah, I'm out here cheering on my Ops for the last 5 years. The whole thing's just gone left, man. The whole Champions League as well. Bro, it's just all mad. So mad.
Klopp told you, look, right after that Champions League, go book your tickets. Go book your Istanbul tickets. We're gonna be back. And when somebody says something, when he says something like that, you're assuming, oh shit, this guy's got a plan. Like,
I thought we're going big in the summer. I thought we're going big.
You can't say that if you don't know you're going big. You don't know you're really gonna blow the bag.
Man said book the maddest thing as well. I was in Paris. Me and my boy just looked at each other because obviously after the game, it was on the massive screen. They carried on having the interview on like the massive screen and that. When he said book the ticket for Istanbul, I just said, I've already just dropped silly money to get here. You want me to go drop more money for something that's happening a year down the line? Nah. I said, let me see your side of this first. And
look, he did not read the room at all.
Bro, 5-2 first leg. We're looking like we're going out straight away. So yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Like that, man. It's techie in Liverpool time right now, man. But let's look at the game a bit more in specific. Obviously, Liverpool, I think coming into it in terms of Premier League, at least coming into it with a bit more form than you could say a month ago. Win against Wolves in a midweek, Salah and Van Dijk, the scorers. Then you've got draw against Crystal Palace and win against Everton. A bit more of an uptick in form. What are you expecting to see from Liverpool coming up?
It's at
Anfield.
It's a weird one because, like, obviously we kept 4 clean sheets in a row now in the league. So on paper it looks good. We stopped the bleeding in it because we were start of the year. It was a 3-0 to Wolves, a 3-0 to Brighton. Then we got bopped out the FA Cup. It was just looking crazy. When I'm seeing past the pad against Brighton and Wolves, I'm saying, nah, the season
is when Wolves were playing Ole ball towards the end. I was like, yeah. This is what you are
doing, telling people that's my celebration and that. I'm like, bro, chill, bro. Chill. It was wild, bro. Wow. I didn't think this would go that low in it. So after that, I was like, it can't get any worse. It cannot get any worse. Obviously, we had the Everton game next. And I said, I was on a preview with Jerry James, big him up. I said, if the man them can't get motivated for this Everton game, then I don't know what. This game's not on Klopp. This one game here, I can't blame Jurgen Klopp for this because this is the derby. You always slap these man up. This is little bro to you, man. If you can't beat these lot, then you really must just pack your bags and go home in it. So the form picked up from then. Obviously, I had the Newcastle game. Nick Pope done the mad thing. So it's been looking.
Thank you. I don't want to face Nick Pope in the fans, but that's
crazy how it all panned out. And you had flipping carriers doing up redemption and that.
Hey, I thought I won't lie to you. I thought Karius was gonna come on a newer thing in that final. You know, I can't lie. It felt too scripted.
I know this guy too well, bro. I know this guy too well. I was there, Kiev 17-18. I remember what happened, bro. It was crazy. You can't come back from that, innit? You can't come back from that. But yeah, so our form it's been looking up a little bit recently, but we still don't look consistent, bro. I'm still seeing in games we can't control games. Even in Newcastle game, we've got a man advantage. We're 2-0 up. Them man are still raining chances in our box. Raining down chances in our box. Alisson still, I think, if he wasn't man of the match officially, he should have been man of the match. He's still pulling off mad saves. So it's just like, we're winning games. Yeah, we're keeping clean sheets now, which is good. But I'm not seeing that control where, you know, when you get to 60 minutes, you're 2-0 up. You're like, guys got your phone out. You're doing the Twitter. I'm
we're
watching
still.
the game. I'm focusing on the screen for the full 90 minutes. I'm like, this could go sideways at any moment, bro. So see this game on Sunday. Until the 90 minutes is done, I won't know what way the result's gonna go. We could be 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go. You man can still come back into it. So I'm worried about you lot, man. See that Ten Hag brother, bro. I could have got one guy to replace Klopp. That was my guy. That was my guy to come in, but you man just snapped him up. Very important. That's the most important signing for you of the last 5 years. You can talk about Casemiro's or Bruno's. That guy there, he's money, bro. He's money.
He's been a culture changer. He's been a culture changer at United because everything about United from top to bottom has just stank.
It was unruly, bro. You know, you got the kids who they just talk to their parents and all kinds of just just do whatever they want, bro. You had
11 p.m. They're still on the PS5, ordering games on their parents' cards. Just that was United. That's how we were living. That's how we were living. Just
Crazy.
No control, no order. It was like we was living in a foster home. Just Ragnick, just there looking up, just there 9 to 5. I'm going home afterwards.
Just doing your own things. He's come and put a bit of discipline in. You saw already Rashford this season turns up to a meeting late. Don't care what kind of form you're in, you're out of the team. If that's Ollie, bro, manager's telling you, "Well, come in, sit down, get him a cup of tea," kind of thing. Do whatever you want. So you can see he's put discipline in place. He's put boundaries in place, and you're seeing that on the pitch. You now looking like a team that's disciplined. Bruno, who I've never been his biggest fan, he's downloaded new tricks this season. I have to be honest. He's the passing accuracy, the ball retention is improving a little bit. He's kind of moving me. I like what I see from Bruno this season. I've not been his biggest fan for the last 2-3 years. Always thought it was overrated. Rashford, bro, he was looking done. This time last year, he was looking finished. I'm thinking,
oh my god,
I'm gonna be at Fenerbahce in like 2-3. Like, is it gonna be one of those ones where you're just like, wow, like I don't even recognize this player anymore? He's brought her back. Got to give him credit. Sancho as well, making small strides. So you lot are on the up, man. You lot are on the up big time.
I think you made a good point about what was the point? Firstly, talking about Rashford, just in the sense that last year was so spooky because with United fans, we've always fought a lot of battles for some of our younger players, and like some of them rightly, some of them wrongly. But Rashford was one that I think a lot of United fans vouched for and just thought, bruh, who the fuck is this player that came back from injury and is now just doing all of like a lot of United fans couldn't like fathom that this was the same Marcus Rashford that we knew was there previously, but what we were seeing was something completely different. And it was one of those ones where you just wondered, has Ollie like fully ran this guy into the ground? Because you've seen it with young players where they just say that again.
You know, back injury, because he said recently he had an injury and he just played the whole season through the injury, innit?
It was back, it was shoulder, and it was ankle, and he just played on, and it felt ridiculous in the moment. It was just like Ole just needs to let this guy recover, because I think it got to the point with him where he couldn't wear like trainers. He was wearing slippers everywhere because his ankle was so busted. He couldn't wear trainers, and it was just like, just let him rest, let him recover. But he came back from that injury and it just looked as if he'd lost that sharpness, that ability, and it was just like it was one of those things where Ten Hag obviously came in, and I think one thing that gave United fans a lot of confidence is that Ten Hag came in and straight away said, "He's my guy." He could have went down the Ragnick route, and Ragnick said a lot of the time, if he wants to go and he's not really committed, he can go. But Ten Hag came in, looked at him in training and said, "He's my guy. I know how to use him. I know how to get the best out of him."
Because there was even talk in the summer, innit, of because he's going into his last year, was it? Is it this summer?
He's going into he's in the last 18 now.
Yeah, so they're saying that, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna? Because I was thinking, right, this could be like a Danny Welbeck thing. Man could be like an Arsenal like next season, and it'd be looking all spooky for you lot. But like you said, Ten Hag came out from earlier. I remember in the summer, one of his first press conferences, he was like, "This is my main guy." They were asking about Ronaldo. He's like, "Yeah, cool." He's like, Rashford is my guy.
I know. It's the first time Rashford would have had a coach that said, "I know how to use him perfectly. I know exactly what I'm going to do with him." I think a lot of coaches have just abused his versatility He can play all across the front line. But after a certain point, you need to be able to lock down and say, this guy is best here. This guy I know how to use him in this position rather than just using him to fill in gaps. Ten Hag said, this left-hand side, this left forward area, don't even worry about what before he was trying to do the playmaking, dropping.
That wasn't him. That wasn't
him. Yeah, bro, just you see how fast you are. You know what you're a good finisher. We know how we can use you. Let's use your skills. Let's benefit your skills and maximize that the most for the team. And Ten Hag's done that brilliantly. Going back to Liverpool quickly, thinking about possibly the team that could play on Sunday. There was some big news coming out today from the papers. Another member of your fabled front three is going to be on his way in the summer. Roberto Firmino. Firstly, I just want you to quickly talk about sort of his impact on this Liverpool team, and do you expect to see him start on Sunday?
But when I tell you this guy was my favorite player in because I know Klopp never signed him, but in this Klopp era, he might just be my favorite player in it. He might just be my favorite player. He was the glue, bruv. The glue. Without him, Salah and Mane, they're not doing what they're doing. They know that. The rest of the team know that. When he was at his peak, 17, 18, 19, bruv, the highlight reel, the archive is just it's too nice, bro. It's too nice. The hattie against Arsenal at Anfield where he made Mustafi and my man dance, bro. The man's doing slip and slide all over the place. Bro, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's probably the right thing, if I'm being honest. I'm sentimental towards him in it. I would have kept him until the end of his career, bro. I would have just I would have just said, yo, you can move you into the 8 if you want to do that, but later in your career, bro. Bobby,
you know, really think where he just play wherever he wants.
Just come in last 20 minutes, just do a couple flip flops and that. Just when the uncles that they ain't got the legs anymore, but the football IQ is still there. I would have just said, yo, Bobby, last 20, if we're 2-0 up. Just come on for fun in it, but it makes sense. Big wages. He knows now he's not going to start. Obviously, you've got Gakpo, and he's looking like he's going to be playing through the center. We've got Jota, we've got Nunez, so it does make sense. But boy, this guy, man, legend, proper legend. I don't even say that word lightly in it. Proper legend. When you think of the success we've had over the last few years, he's key part of that. Will he play on Sunday? Klopp does tend to go with him in a big game sometimes, but he is still coming back from injury. I don't think he's even started since he's been back from injury yet. I kind of feel like his role between now and the end of the season will be off the bench. But he's been scoring this season until he got injured. He was out for like 2-3 months, but before that, he was bagging goals. Pretty sure he got a hat trick in the group stages of the Champions League against Rangers. So he's been a good goal scoring form, but I don't know if he'll start in this game. I feel like the front three of Nunez, Gakpo, and Salah seems to be our starting front three at the moment. Jota came in for the last game, but I think that's just trying to get him up to speed as well. He looks bare rusty, bro. Jota looks hella rusty. I clocked the other day, he hasn't scored since April last year, they're saying. 26 games, bro. Stinky run, bro. Stinky run. But he's one of those as well who can come off the bench, who can get a sweaty goal. Then ones where it's all goal mouth scramble, he'll come in there and stick it in. So he's another.
He's got that knack just for being.
He's a sweaty guy, bro. He's a sweaty guy. He's a sweaty guy. I never used to rate Jota like that, but when we see this season when we were struggling for goals, like around Christmas time, I was like, this is kind of the time where we needed a guy like Jota. But yeah, I think for me and Jota from now and the end of the season, they'll be the kind of impact guys off the bench. But I'm happy with the front three. I do like Gakpo. He's not really been getting the love like that, but he came into a team that was stinking. But what do you think on the Gakpo thing, innit? Because obviously you, man, were heavily linked to him. I thought he was going to you, innit?
He's one of those ones for me that even though he played left wing for PSV, but when I see him playing left wing, it just looks a bit too stiff. He looks like he should be a number 9, but he hasn't developed all the facilities for a number 9. So he can't really play there. So he plays left wing, but it's not like he's got like a lot of dribble moves that can kind of beat you on the left. He's powerful, and he's in terms of long strides, he can cover distance and he's got a good shot. But I don't know. I feel like he's a bit in between right now. I don't see him as a left. Like I don't see him as a excellent left winger. Like I think of your left wingers, Luis Diaz is obviously injured. I think I
Yeah.
prefer a Luis Diaz type player on the wing compared to especially if you've got Salah on the other side who is not really a dribbler as well. He wants to be making runs in behind and he wants to be like off the ball as well. Like I feel like it's a weird dynamic for a winger. In my eye, I assume he develops into a striker if he can develop the all-round game, because I just don't see unless you sort of tweak the tactics, which makes Salah more of a creator, Salah more of a.
I'm not trying to see Salah creating.
That's what I'm saying, but it's hard to play a front three where you've got two people that essentially thrive off the ball. That thrive.
This is the problem. This is the problem we've been having this season. Like we've got bare attackers, but the balance is not quite there. This is another reason why I'm kind of hearing Firmino leaving in it, because that should free up the wage bill. That's another like we don't need another guy who can play through the middle. I think we need to use that money that we're probably going to save on his wages and try and get a right winger as well, someone to come in for Salah when he's not been on top form like he has been for a lot of this season. But on the Gakpo thing, like I do like him through the middle, and he's very good on the ball, and he's quite good with his back to goal as well. He's good on the half turn, which I like. And I think on the wing, he's not got that explosiveness that Klopp wingers normally have. That's why I feel like we've been seeing Nunes more on the left, because it kind of feels like the areas where Gakpo doesn't excel in, Nunes kind of does, and vice versa. In it, Gakpo.
I think I low key like Nunes on the left hand side.
You want to kind of keep him out the way, like you don't want to involve the build up too much. But on transition, bruv, you saw the goal. Was it against Everton? The one where Pickford came for it.
Nunes was ridiculous.
1-2, him and Salah gone, bruv, gone. You see Coleman trying to keep up with him. It looked crazy, bruv.
He's explosive. I can't lie. He's explosive.
So I do kind of like Gakpo. I feel like that's gonna be the front three eventually. But then I don't even know. Maybe next season we go to 4-2-3-1 and have Gakpo like a 10 role, Nunes in the 9. Then we've got options, because when Diaz comes back, I'd like to see him try and get back into the team, because he offers us something different as well. We don't really have any like ball carriers like that. Nunes is better running into space. Salah's better running into space. Gakpo likes to drop between the lines. So we kind of need someone to kind of progress the ball a bit, which I think is where Diaz will come in. But it's going to be interesting to see what we do on Sunday, innit? Because I do think Gakpo in the middle will help us a little bit in when we set it up defensively. I think Casemiro has been a revelation for you guys this season. We're going to need someone
to let Casemiro have time on the ball.
That's what I'm saying. So you kind of want someone who can do the false 9 thing a little bit, drop into midfield for an extra body. Because I feel like if you've got Nunes up there, Nunes is going to be trying to play on the shoulder, innit? And you don't want to let Lisandro Martinez or Varane be just pinging balls into Casemiro. And our midfield this season,
they'll let that happen.
It's spooky in there, bro. I'm seeing Casemiro against Fabinho is going to be, that matchup's going to be crazy, man. Crazy.
We're either going to come to the midfield battle. We'll pick midfields, but I think the last point on the attack, on Liverpool's attack at least, I want to cover just impact of Nunes, because obviously you got a lot of slander at the beginning of the season because he just couldn't finish his dinners. If we're going to be plain and simple, he couldn't finish his dinners. But I think recently he's shown a bit more all-round game. I still think it's a bit raw. But what do you think? What have you made of Nunes' impact?
I'll be real. I weren't with the signing when we even because we played them in the Champions League last season. I think quarterfinals, and he scored a hat trick of offside goals. And you know when Klopp was doing that smile at the touchline, everyone's saying, "Yeah, he's going to sign this guy." But we always go for players who have a good game against us. That's just Klopp just sees him and goes, "Yeah, let's just bring him."
Minamino hype.
I thought he was going to be the biggest bargain in history, bro. When I saw 7 million for Minamino, I was like, "Yo, this is it." But yeah, didn't pan out. But on the Nunes thing, I wasn't really with it because I was just thinking for the money. There's other players I'd like to see us get. I would have loved to go. Apparently, you got offered in Kunku for 60 M's. I thought he would have been more suited to our system. Would have been a very good replacement for Mane. Can play off the left, can play through the middle as well. So I'm just thinking, cool, you're going to sign this guy for 85, 75, whatever you want to call it, £1 million, and he's not the finished article yet in Nunes. I was just thinking it's a lot of money to be playing on some raw talent. Then he comes in, scores on his debut, next game gets a red card. I'm just like, what's going on here, bruv? What is going on? Comes back into the team, gets goals, gets an injury, comes back in, then he goes on that mad runner, just missing chances for fun, bro. After the World Cup, chances, just missing. All the comps are coming in. My head's just going mad because I'm thinking, I didn't want this guy. He stopped us from getting the guy I do want. He cost bare money, stopped us from getting him.
From my friends.
Bruv, now I'm on the timeline, and everywhere I go, I'm just saying, is this your guy? And I'm like, he's not even my guy to defend, but I've got to back him anyway, because I'm seeing guys just come at me from left, right, and center, isn't it? So it's been an up and down one with me and Nunes this season. But I like his mentality. I actually do like his mentality. You saw recently with the Palace game, he wasn't playing. We look toothless up top. There's no unpredictability when he's not playing in it. It doesn't always come off, but he does offer you something different. Defenders don't know what he's going to do.
Off the skills with him.
It's chaos. That's the buzzword around it. It's mad. And he's down for the cause, isn't it? He's one of those dogs in your team that you want. That the Andy Robertsons, them kind of players where rival fans are going to hate you, but when you got this guy behind you when you're going to battle, you know that he's going to be riding to the end. So he's growing on me, innit? Let me just say that he's growing on me. He's not my favorite guy, but you can see improvements. If he busts 20 goals this season, then you can say that's a decent first season.
Hey, once you bust the 20 goal barrier, you can start filling the. You can start making your own narratives. Once you bust 20 goals, you can. That's
what they insisted as well. Right. You can start looking like 28 GNA sometimes. You're like, yo,
hey, once you throw the GNA into it, then then you're right. Your own stories.
You're good. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Some of these players just need a lesson in PR. Just dress up your stats properly. Then you can make your own storyline.
Then you do up the minutes per goal because that injuries as well, isn't it? Minutes per goal.
Add the non-penalty goals as well.
Then you start looking at it, you're like,
bro,
they'll make it in a way where they'll have his name and Haaland's name, and you'll start looking at it sideways. You'll start thinking, has Haaland really been that good like that? It'll look all mad.
That bad or we that good?
It'll look all crazy, bro. It'll look all crazy. But I like his mentality. Is he the greatest player in the world? No. Did we overpay for him? Yes. But I see something. You know when you see something in the player, you're like, at least I can see that you're kind of
stuff to work. Again, I think something that a lot of people say that I think rings pretty true is that if he wasn't getting into those positions, it'll be more of a problem. Like if he was just not, like there's some players that you see that you just wonder they're not making an impact. Like what role do they play? Like for me, Anthony's one of them where he's doesn't make a massive impact on the game. He's nice and he's tidy, but for me, so I look at him sometimes and I think, wow, for 80, 85 million, whatever it was, I just don't see enough impact on the game. Obviously, there's the chance he develops and whatnot, but sometimes you just want to see like, wow, is he getting in the right positions? How is he impacting the game? And I don't
when
always.
a player comes off something, be like, right, I didn't even clock you were still on the pitch like that.
Yeah,
I actually came off 10 minutes ago. Man, come off the
worst one.
It's just like, right,
Worst one. You didn't even deep that you've been on the pitch now.
Especially on that OT pitch as well. If man's wide right and the camera shot's not on him, you're like, bro, I didn't even know you were still on the pitch like that. I didn't even know you were still on the pitch. Yeah,
let me get some of these comments up.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Go for it.
Henderson and Milner must have dirt on Klopp. Peckham Reds still back Martial. Chill on the Peckham Reds, man. London United fans have been holding some stupid corn recently.
I don't get that one, you know. I don't. You better carry the cam for your club, bro. You better carry the cam for your club.
They think it's easy traveling to OT to rep this team. It's not easy, but we take it on, man. All across the front line, he can't play on the right at all. I'm assuming he's talking about Rashford. He can't. He's not his best position, but you can put him there and he'll do a job.
He's looking better than 9, though. He's looking much better than 9.
He's looking better than 9 only because we'll talk about. It's because Wakehorse is the
Wakehorse is the 10. We'll chat about it in a bit, but for me, my brain just can't compute that. But I see a 6 foot, what is he, 6'7", bro, in the number 10. And he's kind of cooking. I can't even.
The West Ham match was. That's the thing. Like sometimes you have a game like the West Ham game and even the Newcastle game. I think he played pretty well, but then he'll have some absolute stinkers like against Barcelona.
Yeah. Because but you know what it is? It's when he's in, because you look at the Barca game, man's in the hustle bustle with De Jong, Busquets. He stands out in it. When it's against the West Ham and he's there with Souček, bruv. That's his age, mate.
You can hoop there. You can hoop there. Sometimes you can hoop at your 5-a-side, But when it's 11 aside on a Sunday,
lights
it's not
are
the
on, bro.
same.
The lights are bright, bro. The lights are bright.
Jota gets you like 6 more points this season. Fabinho shouldn't start. We're going to look at that midfield in a minute. Poole should go 4-2-3-1. Bobby in the 10, and then 60th minute 4-4-2 Wakpo and Central C up front.
See the disrespect, bro. Nathan, you're United. You must be a United fan.
He's
So
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
The thing with Nathan's Arsenal, but he hates everyone. He just
Nathan, I will see you, man, at Anfield. I will see you, man, at Anfield. We are derailing your title charge. I promise you, bro. I promise you.
You've heard it here first. Nathan, it's free smoke for you at Anfield. It's free smoke. I feel like it's impossible to do a Liverpool United preview without talking about the man of the moment, Marcus Rashford, MBE. 25 goals this season after cup.
Bro, you just gotta charge it, bro. You just gotta charge it. I can't even.
You got to.
I'm a hater as well. I'm number one Man United hater. But see him, I have to just give flowers, bro. I have to just give flowers.
That's another like I've had a lot of different conversations looking at Rashford this season and how good he can be, how good he is. Some people believe that it's sort of unsustainable, which is fair enough. He scored a lot of goals in a short period of time. Some people think that this is the highest level. Some people obviously think you can go up another level. What do you see with Rashford? Because there's like, I feel like he's, even though he's playing so well, he's still one of the most polarizing figures amongst fans.
Do you know what it is? I actually compare him a bit to Salah at the moment, where the build-up play might not be great, but I'll walk away with a brace. And we'll be honest, we all like to think we're purists. We love the eye test, this, that, the third. But when it comes to just collecting your 3 points, sitting down on Saturday night watching Match of the Day, you're eating.
That man can't tune into Match of the Day nowadays just because
they're seeing my team bottom of the schedule, or we're top because we got cooked. I'm not seeing a nice 2-0. Like I said earlier, you're on your phone more time, you're chilling, this, that, the other. So a lot of the time you can't have it both ways, innit? We were complaining last year you might were complaining last year because the end product wasn't there. He was getting chances, he was just wasting chances, scuffing it, the ball be bobbling off his knee, this, that, the third. Bro, everything he's touching right now is gold, bro. Gold.
Ask for more than that.
And he knows his limitations as well. You're not seeing him trying to skin 3-4 man at the moment. He's getting in back post tap-ins. And his heading, which I've always been onto him for, never been that great in the air. Bro, I'm seeing man bagging 2-3 headers in a row. So you can see he's working on bits of his game. For me, I love that in a player. I love a player like an Emerson Royale who has just been getting cooked all season. Then he starts to kind of find his groove again, starts to silence a few of the haters. Fred is another one, very polarizing character. So I like seeing comeback stories, isn't it? Rashford.
The problem with Fred, you can see 2 different players each half.
Oh, it's mad. But if I was a Man United fan, Fred would fry my head, bro.
Fred starting a football match is the scariest prospect ever. Even him coming off the bench, because you don't know what version you're getting of him. But continues, Fred is...
on Rashford, I think we can go to another level in the sense of we've only seen this since the World Cup. Let's be honest. So since December. We've seen this for 3 months now. This is still in the purple patch kind of phase. If he can do this for over the course of a whole season and bag 28 league goals and 8-9 assists, do it in the Champions League when you're back next season, then you can start to kind of put the world class kind of tag on him. I still think it's too soon, innit? To say world class for me, I need to see at least 18 months to 2 years of you mashing work week in, week out. You know, when you look at the score, you don't even need to check who scored because you know it's Rashford. That's what I need to see over a whole. So he's done it now. Say he does it for the end of the season and then all the next season. Then I think we can start having world-class conversations. Can he do it? I think so, because I think you're building something. I think before, when it was under Ollie, it was just the Rashford Bruno kind of carry job. And he's kind of carrying you, man, at the moment, but you've got pieces around him as well.
He's 100% carrying us out.
You still got Casemiro at the back. You've got the Butcher at the back as well. You've got pieces around him to be like, it's not just on you. But I do think you need another striker in the summer. He needs better players around him because that will help his game as well. Because you'll get to a point now, I guarantee from now to the end of the season, teams will be doubling up on him. It's going to get a lot harder for him to score. You saw Saka go through the same thing this season as well. So if you get another top, say you get like a Harry Kane in the summer, frees him up, you'll start seeing Rashford getting into positions he wouldn't even gotten before because there's now even different kinds of spaces coming. So it's going to be interesting to see how he progresses. What is he now? 25?
Yeah, 25.
Well, you can say his peak is still 2-3 years away. So, listen, this comeback could be one for the ages. Let me just say that. This comeback could be one for the ages, especially if you might win the league in the next season or so.
One thing with the world class tag, and this is an argument I made in terms of the world class, like how long it takes for someone to be labeled world class. For me, well, I'm out. If I ask for you actually, someone like Kvaratskhelia and someone like Lisandro Martinez, who people have only really seen in the top leagues for a season, would you label them world class?
They're playing at a world class level, and if the season ended today, you would say they're in a world 11. But for me, world class is consistency. You need that sense of like inevitability about you, whether you've got the Van Dijk aura where you just thought these brothers are not getting past him. Doesn't matter who comes up against. You're seeing man run away from him sometimes. The ball's there for 50-50. They don't even want it.
I used to hate that shit.
The ball's like, the ball's got over the top. There's two men running for it. They'll run away from the ball. I'm like, yo, come on, at least try.
I think it was Sterling I saw do it where he just ducked Van Dijk, and I was just like, bro, he's not good. Go get him.
The worst one I saw Lautaro last season. I think he knocked it around him. Van Dijk just put the burners on. He just said, cool, you let him run. Let him run. Didn't even oppose the run. I was like, yeah, you're a neat for that. You can't be letting man just do that. Or like the other end of the pitch where, like I said, you don't even need to check and see who scored. You just know this guy's done. So I think you need to see that over at least a season, I think. At least a full season. But if these men start next season, like your Osimhen's and guys like that, if they start next season the way they've been this season, then I think you can have world-class conversations. But for me, it's the guys who do it kind of season in, season out. They're just inevitable. They at that consistent high level. But Rashford can get there as well. Rashford can get there.
All right, fair enough. Let's look at the Liverpool midfield. Again, this is one of the most hotly debated and hotly talked about topics around this Liverpool team. Who would you have starting in that midfield going into the derby on Sunday? Just for viewers' knowledge, I think Thiago's out.
Yeah.
Keita's a doubt, and I think
whether he's a doubt or not, that performance against Palace, that 45-minute disaster class, man was playing against us. He was trying to get sent off, bro. How can you get booked inside 10 minutes and then commit 4 more fouls in 45 minutes, bro?
Hey, I was so baffed he did not get. I was so sure he was getting booked.
He was trying to get red card, and it wasn't even like the little tactical fouls. Man was full on clarting man in front of the referee, trying to get sent off. I said, yo, I might not see you in a Liverpool shirt again. Naby Keita, thank you very much. Free up the number 8 shirt for real baller next season. I just can't believe after the great Steven Gerrard, this is the next guy to wear the number 8 shirt. It's a crime, bro. It's a crime.
Smirching Gerrard's legacy, fam.
It's criminal. Criminal. But on Sunday, it's a mad one because I see my man saying no Fabinho. Guys are getting onto Fabinho. Last 2 games, Wolves game especially, he's looking back to his best. Do I rate him still? Probably not. I'll probably be looking to move him on in the summer as well, but I probably would start him for this game.
In fact, no, I'll let you continue. Actually,
I was going to say I start Bajcetic next to him. He's showed this season he can play the 6 very well, but even in the 8 recently, I'm gonna say this now. Yeah, it's looking spooky for Thiago. You know, Thiago has to come and get his shirt back. It's not one when he comes back into the team straight away just because you got low socks and you're doing thumbs up. There's another brother with low socks as well now, bruv. There's another brother now with low socks as well. There's another Donny doing low socks and a little wrist tape. Yeah, so yeah, you need to come and get your chains back, bro. You can't just come back into the team. So I start Bajcetic there. He's done very well in the 8 this season in the last 3 games, and then it's that right hand side role because. Look, I know Klopp's playing Henderson, innit? Henderson will play this game. No doubt in my mind. But you see me, I'm probably looking to start Milner over Henderson, you know. For me, yeah. Ball retention in midfield is one of the most important things. Do not lose the ball in that area. That's the pressure cooker zone there. Do not lose the ball there. we've already seen this season, we're not the most mobile. Them turnovers with Rashford, Anthony, even Weghorst, that you'll be seeing guys just flying past you. The ball retention in midfield is so key. And Mr. Spam, Mr. Hooferson, get the ball, just dash it 20 yards, even when there's no player there. I can't be seeing that. So I'll probably go, but that midfield is so dead, bro. I start Milner, and then Harvey Elliott, 60th minute. We'll see where I'll go with you. But yeah, Henderson does not get anywhere near the starting lineup for me. But even as I'm saying it, and then I'm thinking about your midfield, which is going to have Casemiro is definitely in there, maybe a Bruno, even though he's been playing right wing. But that area for me, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned, bro. I'm very concerned. Or what are you saying for yours?
I think naturally Casemiro is going to start. Bruno, as like he's going to start. He doesn't like. I think throughout this whole period where we've been playing back-to-back games 3 days a week, I don't think he's even been subbed.
No, so he's even been doing like right wing recently as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he mixed like when Sancho's on the pitch, he mixes it up and he goes right wing. Sancho will come into the 10. But I think Ten Hag likes to throw in a surprise from time to time. But for me, in my eyes, I think he's gonna go Bruno in the 10, Fred and Casemiro, just because Fred and Casemiro seem to have the chemistry just from their time in Brazil and just that natural like ability to intertwine a bit better than Sabitzer. So he's come in and he's done all right. He's been nice in spurts. I think to see the best of Sabitzer, he needs to play more with Casemiro. More time I've seen him, he's been playing with Fred, or he's playing with McTominay.
That combo is kind of stinky, isn't it? What game did you play?
You can't even judge a player. You can't even judge a player when they're partnering with Fred and McTominay, man. It's not fair.
That was one of Fred's games where he's dropping a 0, not a 10. So it just looking mad.
That's like I think back to the Leeds game at home where both of them, that is as if they'd met each other at Old Trafford that day and just literally said we're playing in midfield and we speak different languages as well.
The chemistry was
saying, man. So it's difficult to judge Sabitzer without playing with Casemiro. So I think he'll play Fred and Casemiro in that midfield, which again, I think the big thing for that's going to benefit United midfield against Liverpool is the ability for Casemiro and Fred to intertwine and both play forward and both get into the box. I think Casemiro this year has been very underrated in the ability to be a presence in the opposing box and make an impact there as well. I mean, Fred, he's boxed the box already. He's going to want to break into the box. I think he's got 11 goals and assists this season, which is his best tally.
Bruh.
So
he scored against West Ham, innit?
Yeah, he scored against West Ham. So the ability to like both break into the box is going to add a bit of unpredictability to the midfield, especially when they've got the chemistry to know if Casemiro is going up. Fred, like, it's so mad because when Fred was playing with McTominay, both of them will just go. Yeah. And it's as if they could not talk to each other and say, one of us needs to be back to mind this counter. But with Casemiro there, if Casemiro gets into the box, Fred knows himself. He knows he will go and get battered by Casemiro if they both decide to go into the box. Yeah. But he's smart with it. He's smart when Casemiro's there. So that gives us a bit of a better balance. Of course, with Fred, his passing is a liability in the sense that his passing can easily lead to turnovers and lead to chances for Liverpool. That's the big issue with Fred. He's in terms of his ability to retain the ball, as you said, in that midfield is so crucial. He can be a turnover machine.
But with him and Hendo in there, it could look crazy.
Pinball.
Crazy. It could look crazy in that engine room. So I hope he does start. I hope he does have one of his 0 out of 10. But I see you talking about your midfield options a bit. So I'm just thinking your options are sounding so nice right now, bro. See how you lot.
In theory, bro. In theory, it's
ASAP though, and it's a bit sort of in ASAP. We get injuries. We're doing. But where are we gonna go here? Let's go. No. Jude Bellingham. This. No. We're waiting for this.
we can't afford to risk the Jude Bellingham plan.
Hey, listen. We have to get him, and I'm not even crazy about getting him because I just think we don't have an unlimited resources in terms of finances. If you've only got 250 M's, are you gonna really go and drop 120, 130 on one guy? For me, that doesn't sound like good business. But the way we've been talking for him, we have to go and get him now. We have to. There's no other option. There's no other option.
Henderson at the World Cup. Hey.
Man taking him for dinner. doing some very suspicious looking photos.
Hey,
This,
hey, all I'm saying, if they weren't wearing the England kit, there
yo,
might be people at
it
his
was
front door asking
wild,
questions. That's all I'm
wild,
saying.
wild. So we have to that after all of that nonsense, we have to go and get him. But listen, the midfield on Sunday, we are.
How do you win? How does that midfield win that battle? Because they have to come up with. How does Liverpool, the midfield that you pick, how does it win the battle? What does it need to do?
You have to be solid. You have to be very, very solid. And on the ball, I go back to again in terms of like ball retention being so key. Because we've been so much worse this season in terms of our intensity, our running stats are all down. We're all in the bottom 4 or 5 teams in the league in terms of pressing and winning the ball back. So I feel like keeping the ball is going to be the best way around that. And even though it's not the most creative midfield, you look at Bajatic, good player but not that creative. Milner, not that good. Milner good but not that creative. Fabinho, not that creative, not in form either. They have to just keep the ball and give it quickly to the guys in danger areas. I know we're at home, but I kind of still think we're going to need to play on transition a lot. That's going to be where we get our joy. So it's going to have to be like, we can't give away them stupid goals. We can't give away them stupid goals. All of our goals this season that we conceded have been inside the box, which means that teams are just running up on us at their own free will, raining shots across the box, just all kinds of. We haven't conceded any screamers this season. You know, when you just go, you know what? Fair enough.
That first Casemiro screamer, possibly. I love it. And I think I deserve it.
I don't know about that. But it depends on the midfield, innit? If you man are just getting shots off at the area unopposed, Fabinho's doing on some uncle shit again, then it could happen. We need to just be on our A game. This is why I'm kind of thinking, this one for James Milner? Just to rough a man up early doors. Bruno comes in. Yeah, Bruno, let me show you. You know them, let them know you're there once. Them 10 minutes. It should be a yellow card, but it doesn't get given.
I think I just want to smash into him just to make me feel better.
Yeah, just to let him know you're there. So, yeah, Milner, run it back one last time for me, please. And then we just see, man. We just see. It's going to be, listen, if we're going to win the game, it's going to have to be our forwards are clinical with their chances, because I don't think it's going to be one where we're dominating the game like last season and it's just chance after chance after chance. There might be very few chances. It might be down to set pieces, but we're going to have to be clinical. We're going to have to be very clinical.
Let's look at the back line for Liverpool, because again, even though the midfield has got a lot of corn, the back line for Liverpool as well has also needed to be put under a spotlight, because I don't think there's one centre-back this season that can really hold their head up high and say, yeah, I've kept my standards. I think Joe Gomez is out already. Kanato is out already. So it kind of makes the job of picking your centre-backs pretty easy. But what have you made of your centre-backs this season?
This is the thing, but like, going back to what I said about the beginning of the season, everyone, or a lot of the narrative was just get one midfielder, we'll be fine. One midfielder will be all good. Now you're looking at it and it's like, boom, we need 2-3 midfielders in the summer, but we might need 2 centre backs as well. That's how kind of spooky it's got for us. I think, like you said, Gomez is out. I hope listen, I like Joe Gomez in it, but I hope he's out the door in the summer. Cool guy, met him before, like him as a person, nothing against him, nothing personal, but see your time at Liverpool, I think it's come to an end, isn't it?
25 years old, I think.
Well, we used to allow him because the injury record has always been a bit of a myth, innit? A lot of it, obviously, well, none of it's his fault, but a lot of it's just very, just unfortunate injuries. But
bad timing.
Bro, we always used to allow him because he would come back in straight away, refine his level, just be a solid at the back. I think 1920, the season we won the league, him and Van Dijk, I think 10 clean sheets in a row, had a mad partnership. That was a kind of point in the season which kind of won us the league as well, grounded out a lot of 1-0 wins. Always used to allow him, can play right back as well. This season, I don't know what's happened. I do not know what's happened this season. From pretty much the first game, I remember the Champions League game against Napoli, but you'll be very hard to find a worse centre-back performance. Maybe only the Real Madrid one tops it. He's had about 3 or 4 clangers this season. Then you've got the Ice Spice memes. I know someone in the group chat let that one off in the group chat.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
That was tough. That's a tough edit to take. That's a as a footballer, it's a tough edit to take because that was a good edit. That was a good edit.
Listen, you
Do you think
have
footballers
to
love? How do you think footballers take that? I'm so like I'd love to like ask a footballer.
It must hurt, bro. It must hurt because you know what it's like with the man them as well. Somebody has put that in a group chat. You got the group chat with the coaches and the managers, but then you got the real group chat. Somebody has put that in a group chat this season, and bro, it's not nice, isn't it? It's not nice, bro. It's not nice. It is not nice at all. But listen, you can't argue. The performances have not been at any kind of level, unacceptable level. Matic, another one. We used to allow him because the injury record again, spooky, but he would always come back in straight away, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. There was times last season, I think I would comfortably say he was one of the best centre-backs in the league. Easily. This season, the little runs he used to go on and bring the ball out, they ain't hitting anymore. Now he's just losing the ball and we're getting countered. I mean, you've seen it go.
I didn't counter that. How he does it, this guy. You're just looking at
how teams are like, let him come out, and we'll just take the ball off him. It's mad, bro. It's mad. Kanai is fit for this game, though. He played the last game.
What was it?
Yeah, he played the Wolves game. So he's a big one for us this season. I think a lot of the issues we've had at the back has been because he's not been there a lot of the time. For me, from last season, I always said Kanai Van Dijk. That's my partnership I want to see going forward. Then you get to Van Dijk himself. Bruv, the aura is not the aura at all, bro. It's not been aura. And a lot of that for me, I think, is bad management. You can't have a guy come off an ACL then play 62 games the next season. I'm sorry, that makes no sense. No sense. Then he went and done this season every game, then World Cup, come back every game. That's why his hamstring just gave way against Brentford, didn't it? Just gave way. I think he even said himself he played too many games last year. That's crazy management. Crazy management. In the history of football, I don't know if you'll see that again. A player come off an ACL at 30 and play 60 games the following season. Crazy. So I think we're going to need to adjust the centre back area in the summer. But for this game, it has to be Konate and Van Dijk, bro. It has to be that right hand side with Rashford versus Trent. I'm very, 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 very scared, bro. Very scared. The only thing that makes that a bit better is that I know Konate is there to sweep up. And he's one who can go toe to toe with Rashford on pace, strength. That he's quick with it as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing that battle. But boy, then left back, there's a bit of a situation as well because Tsimikas had a great game against Wolves, probably one of the best players on the pitch. And you look at Robertson this season, not been amazing. It's been very up and down from him again. He's the one who's not really hit that level of consistency. So we've got a selection problem there as well. But I do think this is the thing with Klopp in big games. He's quite predictable. He's got his kind of lieutenants. Yeah. Robertson start almost definitely without any injury or anything. So I think the back four will probably be Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, Trent. But the right hand side, Rashford, like I said, Rashford versus Trent.
It could get sweet. Again, I don't even think the big thing for Trent right now is the idea of Rashford dribbling at him, but it's his defensive concentration of knowing that there's going to be runs made around him. And with Ten Hag right now, we there's going to be a lot of mixing of the runs. Sometimes it will be Fred out on that Fred out on that left hand side. Sometimes it'll be Bruno. It can change so quickly with the way we play right now. And I think for Trent, sometimes he falls, and I think a lot of people know this at this point. He's easy to fall asleep. So even he's bad 1-on-1v1 defender, but he's also liable to fall in asleep.
You know what? I don't even think he's. I think the 1v1 thing gets overcooked a little bit. I don't think he's that bad 1v1. Like if you put, obviously he's not like a one-best-sucker, but if you put me versus you, let's just dance on the byline. He can be all right. You see him sometimes.
He can be all right. He
gets the body. But for me, it's the 1-2s, bro. He will look like he's just smoked a 3-5 sometimes. He'll look one way, look another way. He's just looking all mad. Back post as well. Crosses will be coming in. You saw one of the goals against Madrid. Let a man just run off him. He's looking this way and that way. It just looks, but his awareness is just mad. This is why when people say put him in midfield, I'm like, yo, He's currently at right back. He's got the whole pitch in front of him. Nothing going on behind him. You want to put him in a position where there's man flying this way, flying that way, coming from behind. No. Play him where he is, where he gets time to look up, ping to Robertson, ping down the line to Salah. Like, just let's not.
Don't put him in the boiler room. Don't put him in the boiler room.
Look, Matt, you'll see man like John Joe Shelby dunking on him. It'll look crazy.
Hey, John Joe Shelby dunking on you is crazy.
Mad man would be coming in, nicking the ball off your midfielder and then pinging it 30, 40 yards. Like, we don't want to see that. We do not want to see that. So I think he needs help. This is the thing. This is why Harvey Elliott, who's quite a polarizing character, player in our team, he could have been the one to start, but I just think we need that defensive solidity on that right-hand side. He could go
midfield eats up.
Sorry? Versus Fred and Casemiro. Yeah, no. So I think, Milner's obviously not the greatest footballer in the world, but you know from him he'll get a 7 out of 10. You get a 7 out of 10. And if you say Milner, do a job out that side, go and double up with Trent against Rashford, you know he's going to carry that out. So I think that area of the pitch is very key with Konate, Milner, Trent, that little triangle there in that left-hand inside pocket. I feel like the game might be won and lost there because I feel like if Rashford has a good game and he starts feeling himself, I feel like it could get a bit ugly for us at the back. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see though, bro. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Final question I'm going to ask you on Liverpool versus United. How many Liverpool players get into a combined Manchester United Liverpool XI?
I see this on BBC Sport today. Liverpool fans were doing the most, bruv. I'm seeing Thiago's name and I'm like, he doesn't even necessarily get into our midfield of the season. If we really want to deep it, he might not get into our midfield of the season, and you want to put him with Casemiro. Let's not do that. I think, boy, it's a mad one because I was even seeing people put Nunes as the central striker, but I'm one who's like, when you're doing combined 11s, play the man where they're playing, innit? Don't try and shoehorn man into this, that, and the other. Play a man where he's been playing this season. This season he's been playing left wing. Has he been better than Rashford? No. So again, I'm looking at, can you even put him in there? Maybe not. Alisson, I think, has had an amazing season for us. Let's not let the Madrid mistake kind of overshadow it. De Gea has been good as well, but I do think Alisson has probably been out.
Taking Alisson.
I think he's a shoo-in. Well, apart from that, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking,
take Salah on the right-hand side.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, you play a man when like Bruno's been playing on that right side at the moment. He's been playing better than Salah. So I'm even looking at that and I'm thinking the midfield could easily be like a Fred, Casemiro. Do we get a midfielder in there? Bash a tits, but I kind of feel like that's recency bias. That's what it's
a stretch, though. It's a stretch,
bro. It's mad. It's actually mad. I'm looking at it thinking who goes in where. You can put Bruno midfield, and if you want to really allow us, you put Bruno midfield. You have Bruno, Fred.
This is a crazy question, Dave. So how many pool players start for Fulham?
I tell you what, though, you see that first game in the season against them. When we finished the game with a midfield of Henderson, Milner, and Elliott. Bro, I looked at their midfield. I said, I'll grab at least two of you, man, and become Palinha. Please come over here.
Harrison Reed been a baller. Who's the other one in there?
Ballers.
Who's the other one in that midfield?
They got Thingy playing number 10 in it, Pereira
playing. He's been balling as well.
Back.
Oh, that's a good question. Hey, Nathan, sometimes you got one. Sometimes
he's kind of cooking.
Anthony Robinson's been cooking. Tim Ream, left centre back, he's just as good as Van Dijk.
Hey, how old is man? Man's like 36 as well.
36 and he's hooping.
It's crazy.
Up front. It's crazy. That's a big body up front. Willian's been in the form of his life.
Bro, I'll take Willian over Salah this season.
Hey, Dave, you threw up a mad one there.
It's crazy.
Solomon and Deco over. Solomon could start.
Yeah, Tete over Trent. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, no, you low-key cooked with that one, David. There, you get a pass with that one. Yeah, I thought it was disrespectful at first.
It sounds like, bro. But if you look at it, bro, are they still above us? They might be, or we might be above them. But I think we play the game more.
They're just below you. But I think they might play the game less. But guys, thank you so much, Ish, the equalizer, for coming on the final third and spitting some knowledge, giving us some knowledge on this Liverpool game. It's going to be the big one this weekend, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Appreciate that. Love for having you on, man. Like I said, I've been a fan of you lot's work from the distance for a minute. So yeah, good to come on. Listen, if you win, I'll come on the review. I'll be talking all sorts, but yeah, let me just not say too. What are you saying on the score though? Are you thinking United's going to win?
Yeah, we haven't done predictions. I'm gonna go. Ooh, I'm gonna get some retribution for 2014. I'm gonna go 3-0 United. And when you meet us 3-0 at Old Trafford, I need one of them results.
Was that when Gerrard scored the 2 pens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a sweaty one still. You know what? This Rashford, you know, he's jarring, bro. He's jarring. The Selly's giving him powers, bro. He's getting some sort of powers from this.
Oh, he's been. Hey, I don't know. He's been loading something to his brain every time.
I don't know what it is going on. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, bro. He's concerning me, but you know, the Anfield aura. I still feel like it's going to be. It's because it's the late kickoff on a Sunday night. Towards the end of the game, the lights are going to be on. I think we're going to nick something. Let me just 2-1. 2-1. I'm not confident, but I say 2-1. I have to back the man there, innit?
Say less. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button as well before you leave. I've been your host, Banks, joined by my very special guest, Ish, aka the Equalizer. Have a lovely Friday evening. Have a drink for me. Have a drink for Ish. Good night.
You are now listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so coachable.
Wow, you should be in
Just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We build you out. We build you out to come and play this season.